Morning, fellas. Happy hump day to you. Hopefully your Wednesday morning is off to a nice little start. Appreciate you kicking off the day here with Winning Bets, where we get to talk some sports and talk some sports betting along the way. Let's go ahead and make sure we go ahead and recap yesterday's action, and then let's get into some plays for today. As you guys can see, there's yesterday's recap, and I always try to put these together in a way that, kind of makes sense in terms of, the way, the day unfolds. And boy, this recap really nails it on the head in terms of how that day unfolded. 4 straight cashes. Then you just need 1 cash for profit or more than one to get like a really nice day, and you don't get anything. You suffer 4 straight losses at the end of the night. Let's go ahead and recap it. All started off with Leeds and Nottingham over 4.5 cards. Love a late winner. We've talked about that. How goddamn good does a late winner feel? You get an early card in that match in the 8-minute, so you're feeling pretty good. You get an early card, and then it kind of dried up there for a very long time. I think the next card was minute 60 or so, like that, around minute 60. So, you're doing your math. You're like, okay, can I get a card every 8 minutes? And no, you don't get a card every 8 minutes. It dries up again, and then 8. And then towards the end of the game, it just goes bang, bang, and then injury time. Leeds, thankfully, shows up to the party, right? They've got more cards on the season than Nottingham at that point. Nottingham had 4 cards, and Leeds had 0. Thankfully, Leeds picked up a card late in that game at injury time and gives us a good plus money cash at over 4.5 cards. We keep that going right on into baseball, where Rays F5 team total for the consecutive day. Cash is my best bet over on Payoff Pitch. Now, Rays against the Nationals. What more do you need to say right there? Love that right there. And the Rays bats, they stay extremely hot, giving us a plus money cash. We get another good plus money cash in Kenta Maeda over 4.5 strikeouts against the Marlins. They've now allowed every single starter they've faced to have 5 or more strikeouts. We get another plus money cash. He ended the night with 9 strikeouts. He was on his game last night, was Maeda. So love that. And then we hit the NRFI of the day in Twins Marlins. Obviously in that same game, really sweat-free NRFI cash right there. So then you're sitting there, right? You're flying high. 4 wins. As I said in the opening, just need 1 to turn some profit. And then, okay, Wisniewski over 4.5 doesn't happen. He ends the night with only 4 Ks. Had several batters on 2 strikes, as you can imagine, but then had the last batter he faced with 2 strikes. Couldn't put him away, gave up a single, and that's all she wrote. The manager went out there and took the ball away from him, so he can't get the job done. Red Sox F5 team total falls a little short as they only get 1 run in the first inning. Pivetta, over 4.5 hits allowed. Tip your cap to him. Boy, a guy who has a 356 opponent's batting average, pitched pretty damn good last night against the Pirates. They got runs. The Pirates got the wins. Just weren't getting many hits off Pivetta. And then, all that said, you get a dramatic comeback by the Rays. Going to the 9th inning, down 6-5. They come back against the Nationals closer, scrape off 5 runs, win the game 10-6. Hell, you're going to the nightcap. Shane Bieber against the Athletics. You're thinking, hell, this parlay is going to go ahead and come through. That'll put me up over 2 units on the day. No. Athletics jump out to a lead. Gardnerians are able to claw back, get a 3-2 lead. Then it becomes 3-3, and they get walked off in the 9th inning. So, man, just a day where really just showed the highs and lows of sports betting, right? 4 straight wins, 4 straight losses. You're juiced out, 4-4. You're typically going to lose money on that. But 0.08 to me is not winning money or losing money. You had a lot of fun, and then you had a lot of frustration and sweats, and it didn't come to anything. You lose basically nothing. So, still positive on the week, but, man, what could have been if just... Man, if the Guardians pull it out, or Wisniewski can get 1 more strikeout, because, of course, our juice reducer in that game, that one hit with the Athletics unable to score in the first inning off Bieber. Just couldn't get one thing. Couldn't get one goddamn thing to go our way. Really, really frustrating stuff. Let's hop in that comment section, see how you guys felt about last night's action, and then we'll kick off some bets for today. Good morning, Corey. Hope you're doing well. You need a new inning. Squirrel's underdog lock of the day. 2 in a row with the Royals and the Athletics. He is on fire with those underdogs, and I mean, I'm glad that he got the Orioles or the Athletics obviously hit, but that is not obviously anything that I wanted or anybody that obviously tailed that bet. But give him credit. Oakland hung around, was able to scrape it out in the 9th inning. So yeah, we'll see what underdog he can come up with today at live at 11 a.m. Eastern time on the Payoff Pitch. Man's on a heater. Man is absolutely on a heater. Then it flamed out. Appropriately said there, Corey. So we've, of course, got our soccer parlay. You didn't see that on the recap, so that's a good thing. If that would have been on the recap, That means it didn't go our way yesterday, but it did go our way yesterday. Brighton got a goal in the first half, and Leeds Forest, hell, they got 3 goals in the first half, let alone getting 1 goal. So now we're sitting there, United Brentford over 1.5 goals to give us a good plus money cash. It doesn't start our day because it's getaway day in baseball, so there's tons of day games. So this will just kind of be mixed into the action. Hopefully while we're enjoying some baseball, you can also throw on the United Brentford game and enjoy yourself a good plus money cash when there's 2 goals being scored in that game. Morning, Ross. Good morning. Otherwise, I'm not interested in the NBA. There's only a couple more days left in the NBA season. Look at those spreads last night were crazy. The spreads, even when you log in this morning, are crazy in the NBA. I don't need to get burned by, any roster utilization when the last couple days of the NBA regular season. So I'll just go ahead and pass on the NBA, and nothing in the NHL stood out. So that's it. That's it. We got to go ahead and buy some NHL dogs. Who think the dogs are up or down? I'm thinking they're up. Did you guys felt like last night was a good night for the dogs? Like, did it feel like it? Let's see what we got here. What is that? Get that out of here. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see this. Let's log in. Let's see. Let's see how those dogs are doing. $98. Here it is. $98.29. So we're still down 1.71 units on the year, but they made money yesterday because we had like $94 yesterday. So we made $4, 4 units. There's 13 games today, and they've got all 13 games up. All right, let's go ahead and get us some dogs. So good day yesterday for those dogs. Good day. Still not positive on the year, though. So if there's still anybody out there telling you dogs are positive on the year, that's not a true statement. Pirates come through yesterday as a dog. Hell, they've won the first 2 games of that series. Remarkable stuff right there. Hell, Tigers have won the first 2 games of that series. We've gotten 2 good plus 200 cashes with the Tigers this week, knocking off the Astros. Getting it done. Maximum. Oh, you can only put 12 in there. That's right. And I've got all the dogs. All right. Slap some bucks on here. Give me them. Give me them dogs. Give me them. We got to go back and catch the Royals at the end. I did talk to Squirrel already. I do already know he likes the Royals today, which I was a little surprised about. He always boasts about his guy, Alex Manoah. And then we were kind of talking about the rundown like Corey was kind of saying there. And he was actually like, well, I kind of like the Royals today. I don't know. I don't know if I can get behind the Royals, but we got plenty of time to figure that out. So, all right, there the dogs are purchased. See if maybe this is the day where they can be. They've not yet been profitable all season long, right? Not even on day 1 did they turn a profit in terms of obviously having more than $100 on bankroll. They have not been profitable even for 1 day. Collectively on the season. Obviously, they've had days where they've been profitable. There was a day where they won 7 out of 15, but we haven't gotten back to our money yet. So that's it, fellas. I'm gonna go ahead and obviously leave this comment section open. Go ahead. It's echoing. That is not an echoing. That is the creaking of the building I live in. That's how windy it is today in the Windy City here, there, Matt. So not an echo. That is a creak. That is a creak. I assume. I'll have to go back and listen, but I assume you're hearing the creak of the building. This building gets moving. Usually odds are not huge like other sports. Yeah, I agree. All right, fellas, keep those comment sections hopping. I'm going to go find us a squirrel so we can get the payoff pitch live at 11 a.m. Eastern time. I've got 5 bets. 4 of them are at plus money. I got some good plus money winners to put some money in your pocket. All right, fellas, I'll see you guys here in a little bit. Hey there, everybody. Welcome on to today's episode of the Payoff Pitch, where we're live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, powered by the great company there of BetUS. He's the Hockey Squirrel. I'm Jason. We're here to break down today's MLB slate, our first getaway day of the season, so the games start early. Let's get the action rolling there. What's up, Squirrel?
Hey, buddy. I have written down in my quick hits notes to rub in the Athletics win there that I got. It was ugly. Hey, it's ugly. A lot of these underdog picks are. You don't win them all, and when you don't win them, what do you get? Somebody rubbing it right in your face and, you made a stupid pick. I knew, that was a lock. Whatever. So you finally get to do it back. And hey, if you have bet openly and you win on bet openly, there were people accepting that left and right, man. They could not wait to take a minus 187. So on the flip side of that, I got a plus 187 cash for the Oakland Athletics yesterday. So one of the good things that happened to me there. On the show here, I think I went 1-3, so not too terribly amazing yesterday. But that RBI keep swinging thing that I had for DJ LeMahieu, that was plus 265. That cashed. Like, geez, man.
Gotta play it, man.
Pitching props haven't been going too good for me. I've taken a couple overs, so I think I have a few unders today on the strikeouts there.
Going the other way. Well, I got to get my money back.
Yeah.
I jumped on bet openly last night, and you took a little bit of my cash with those Athletics over the Guardians. So I'm back for blood today. I'm coming to take your money today on bet openly. So I was on fire yesterday, and I cooled off. Truthfully, like the highs and lows, 4-0 and then 0-4. Just came crashing down. So it'll be interesting today. Like I said, it's getaway day. You've got the Cardinals, Nationals, Mets, Astros, and Red Sox all trying to avoid the sweep. We all know every year in baseball that's always a popular narrative of, betting a team not to get swept. So see if anybody likes one of those teams today. Let's go ahead and jump on into the action around the bases. We're going to go ahead and take two games each and break them down. Which one do you want to go ahead and kick it off with there, Squirrel?
Just because it starts in a half hour and I want to get people the plays before the game starts, I'm going to go ahead and say the Cubs and the Reds over 8.5. I know there's been a lot of shifting going on in the odds this morning. I don't know if that's one of them that made it to 9 or not. I also saw that the Cubs on the money line are moving towards a bit of a heavier favorite. So I think somewhere around minus 115 is where you can currently get them. But clearly as far as the line is concerned, they are becoming a slight heavier favorite. So if you're looking for a hint in a money line that game, but I'm more interested in the over. You have Stroman, you have Hunter Green. These have been, I think, higher scoring games. They've been pretty closely contested as far as I can remember or have seen thus far. So I just like the over 8.5 there. Again, I do everything numerically. It has nothing to do with my opinion, nothing to do with my feelings whatsoever. But for tightly contested games, these teams have been going at it, and I do expect it to go over. And just for the fact that that's the earliest game out there, that's what I'm on in that game. So, a money line or a total in that would be Cubs or the over.
Last night obviously went over. I think game one went over too, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's definitely been a high-scoring series. Let's go ahead and flip it over to Washington and talk about these Rays taking on the Nationals, where the Rays have obviously been treating us really good. Now you get Patrick Corbin on the mound against Shane McClanahan. I'm wondering, though, Squirrel, if this is a possible upset for the Nationals in the making. I know people didn't see that one coming, but you've got a Rays team that is struggling versus left-handers, and you've got basically the same number of plate appearances here for the Nationals and the Rays versus left-handers. Rays come in struggling. They're hitting 206, 250 on base and slugging 381, where the Nationals come in hitting left-handers at 373 with a 443 on base and a 433 slugging. So you can see the Nationals are doing it significantly better than the left-handers. And now you're going to say in that comment section, well, what about the quality of pitchers on the mound, McClanahan versus Corbin? Go look up at Corbin's game log. I mean, he shows up every now and then. So if there's a spot in which you can predict that maybe he can show up and have a quality start, it's against a team in the Rays that are struggling versus left-handers, and maybe they can scrape across a couple against McClanahan. So you don't want this Nationals bullpen, though. You saw it last night. We were fortunate to walk out of there with the Rays money line as they really got to that Nationals closer and even got to another guy there in the pen. So I don't think you want to do it. If you're going to take a chance, you're going to take a chance that one team hits left-handers, the other team doesn't. And I'm going to take a stab at the F5. You're getting runs, obviously, with the Nationals. Some books are giving you a half a run. Some books are giving you 1.5 runs. Maybe the Nationals could be a sneaky play today for an underdog. So keep that one in mind. What's another game you want to talk about, Squirrel?
This is actually a bonus game. You'll get 2 picks in one from me here.
Ooh.
I'm going to take. I'm on a lot of totals today.
Like
I don't know. I think that's kind of. That's a BOGO. Yeah, buy one get one.
What's it? Yeah, I'm writing it down.
I'm looking at the Toronto Blue Jays and the Kansas City Royals. So I like the under in really any capacity, much like the Twins yesterday that ended 0-1 full game. So it wouldn't have mattered if you had the NRFI, the under first 5, or the full game. This is much the same. And I'm actually going to put my money on the NRFI and on the full game under 8.5 full game, and the NRFI at -115. NRFI is no run first inning. If you are unfamiliar with the term, I know I had a couple people, even in my own group, on my Discord, which if you're interested in all of my plays, head over to hockeysquirrel.com. That'll be the only advertising I do here. But I do have a lot more than just what I give out on the Payoff Pitch show. But I am on both of these with, for even my own, members and whatnot. But yeah, the NRFI is no run first inning. Just means, basically under 0.5 is how it would be represented as well in the first inning. I found -115 as the best price, but, again, shop around.
It's a NRFI, so grab your bar deodorant because you'll certainly need it. You'll be sweating your ass off. 6 ounces of glory.
Right and hey, it's Manoah and Greinke. I forgot to even mention the pitchers, but that's a really largely why is the pitchers.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I forget too, just because again, everything in my head is numerical, man. So I get so many people coming up to me and they're like, "Hey, are you sure you really think this?" It's like, it's not my opinion. It's not like. It's just all numerical edge,
Yeah. All right.
It's a bit of a different way to bet, but that's what I do.
I'm going to go ahead and do a parlay here in the second inning, a F5 team total parlay. You can get each of these 2 teams over 1.5. I like the Guardians and the Brewers of an over 1.5 F5 team total parlay, plus 170. Gardeners come in crushing left-handed pitching. Small sample size, so you got to take that into account. But while it's a small sample size, it is the 8th most plate appearances in MLB. So I think it does give you a good look at, while it's maybe small, they're pretty. They're getting a good sizable amount of at bats. They're hitting 295, on base 380, and slugging 475. Their K percentage is down at 16.9%, and their walk rate is high at 12.7%. So I think they'll be able to get to Kyler Muller. This is a guy we faded in his opening start against the Angels. He had a good start. Shit happens. Sometimes they're going to come out and have the better of the tan. So I think the Guardians will be able to get to him, and the Brewers are just crushing right-handed pitching. You saw it again yesterday with Max Scherzer hitting 3 consecutive home runs. They're hitting 279 with an on-base at 377 and slugging 421. And they already faced Peterson last year and got 4 runs in 4 innings pitched. Both of these 2 teams averaged 3.5 and 3 runs scored in the first 5 innings. So I like the Guardians and Brewers and a little F5 team total over 1.5 at plus 170. All right, shut up and pitch time. You got these guys any pitching props? I heard you said an under. What under are we taking?
Yeah, so for these unders, it's some juice, not going to lie, but they're very high strikeout totals. So they're in the same game and they're opposite of each other. It's Pablo Lopez and Jesus Luzardo. Going under the 7.5 strikeouts for Lopez, it's a lot. I have it projected for 6, and so the perceived value there, right, is that you're getting 1.5 strikeouts less from a numerical standpoint. And Luzardo is listed at 6.5 strikeouts, so I'm going under that, where he's listed projected around 5. So again, 6 strikeouts is still a lot. You may be sweating at 6 or 7 strikeouts, but for Pablo Lopez to get 8, you start getting higher up there. People want these things to happen. They want action, and people bet the overs a lot. And when you see 7.5, there's a reason that there's plus money on that over. It's just obviously less likely to happen. We're talking -145 for the under and -140 for the under on both of those, which is just under 60% implied probability. So, you're going to have a pretty high likelihood of those things coming in. They could still lose, yeah, absolutely. But with those kinds of projections and with those kinds of edges, it's just something that I'm willing to lay the price and take a shot on.
All right, yeah, I was looking at Pablo Lopez because obviously he was with the Marlins, the first part of his career, and obviously including last season. I thought maybe the Marlins would obviously know him quite familiar, and maybe that number would stay under. But Boy, that under 7.5.
But he could know them as well, yes? I mean,
Sure.
he would know tendencies or how to strike out certain batters if they're still
Sure.
around and whatnot.
Sure.
I think it goes both ways.
Yeah, I liked your under, though. I couldn't find something to parlay it with because it's super damn juicy at under 7.5 strikeouts. So, but I love the angle, and then you're also going Luzardo, too, under his 6.5. So I like that. Let me go ahead and throw in a couple overs. What about Dylan Cease here of the Chicago White Sox over 7.5 Ks at plus 110? He got 10 Ks in his opener. He went over 7.5 Ks last season in 19 of his 32 starts. Mentioned that opener. That was against the Houston Astros. The Houston Astros have one more strikeout than the Giants, but they've played 2 more games than the Giants. The Astros' K percentage is 21.8, which ranks 16th in the MLB. Giants are 29.9 K percentage rate, which is second worst in Major League. So if he did it against the Astros, I think he can more than do it, obviously, against this Giants team. So I'm going to go ahead and take Dylan Cease of the White Sox over 7.5 strikeouts. Another friend of the program I want to do here is Zach Greinke. We're going right back to under 1.5 walks at plus money. Just back to the season opener. We kind of talked about this one, so I don't need to talk about it too much. But he did go against the Blue Jays last season and got a cash. Stayed under 2 walks. So a guy that's just got exceptional control. And in that start last year against the Blue Jays, he actually got hit, kind of hard and didn't even go that deep in the game. So you always kind of have that on your side too, because we know the Blue Jays are pretty good right now versus right-handed pitching. So they could, shell him early, and he doesn't really even get that much of an attempt. So it's just been a really good play to us over the past couple of years. So we'll go back to Zach Greinke under 1.5 walks. And then another friend of the program, the ultimate, the best bud of the program, Mitch Keller. You got to find a way to get Mitch Keller.
Yeah, I did see him.
You got to. What about over 1.5 walks? He had 4 walks in his season opener. In 31 games last season, he had 21 games where, he went over 2 or more walks. Boston's walk rate is about 9%. They're going to be out for blood today. They're not getting swept today by the lowly Pirates. So give me over 1.5 walks there by Mitch Keller. All right, Squirrel. You are beyond on fire here on Long Shots, where we give out our favorite dog. People want to rename this the Squirrel Underlock Dog of the Day. Underdog Lock of the Day. That's where we got petitions out there to change this inning to the Squirrel Lock of the Day. So what is it? What's the dog lock of the day? The people are needing it. People want to get on Bet Openly. They know people are going to gravitate towards those favorites. They want the value on Bet Openly. Yeah. What is it?
Absolutely. Dude, I'm gonna give you amazing value here today for good bang for your buck in this inning, because I have 3 and I could not decide just to give out one. So I'm gonna give you an idea for one. I'm not saying I bet this because I did not put my money on it yet, and there's a reason for it, because I want to wait until the first pitch. As I've told you, those odds will continue to rocket for the favorite. They will get better for the underdog up until that first pitch is thrown, and that would be a very scary Ohtani fade on the Seattle Mariners. That is Chris Flexen. Mariners are at home. You currently can achieve plus 160, but I'm not taking it quite yet, not until that first pitch is about to be thrown, because you have big names like Ohtani. Yesterday, in the Oakland Athletics, it was the same thing. I don't even remember who the pitcher was that I went against, but Shane Bieber, right?
Bieber.
Yeah, mm-hmm. And you get another big name like that. Today, there's a couple of them. There's Corbin Burns even for the Milwaukee Brewers, and so people love to line up on these kinds of sides because they see Ohtani and they see minus 175 or whatever, and it's a lock, and I gotta have it. So this is one that I will wait on. One that you can take right now that I really do like is the Atlanta Braves at a plus 120 is where I got them. They may be just under that now. Scary lineup, though. Scary bats to have to go against in the Braves there. And I don't remember as Elder and someone else that. Yes. And so, again, to me, not elite pitching, really, from either side. But the bats are just too scary. And for a plus 120, I'll absolutely take it. And the other thing that a lot of people are saying is, well, the Pirates aren't going to sweep. Is this true? Is this not true? Is it worth the plus 130? I'm leaning that it would be. Again, I haven't bet it. The only one of those 3 I have bet is the Braves. So I guess if you're looking to bet something now, Atlanta Braves plus 120, and keep an eye on the Mariners and the Pirates. Watch that line.
Couple of things there, just comment on what you mentioned there. Chris Flexen, guys that have been around me for 2 years. Remember, it's early in the year, so we don't have the numbers. But remember, Chris Flexen 2 years ago was the best F5 pitcher in baseball. Like he was blindly back to him.
He's not awful by any means.
You just took the Mariners F5, run line, and you just got cashes every single time. So yeah, Chris Flexen will certainly, I think, keep this one close. You mentioned there the Pirates. I looked at the Pirates this morning. Pirates have gotten lucky the first 2 games. They're not hitting, anything near than what Boston's hitting. Give them credit. They've gotten the wins, but something tells me regression's coming back to what the numbers look like, and Boston's scraping out the win. You mentioned the Braves. That's my best long shot today. I do agree with you there. On a day in which I thought maybe it was a little tough for dogs, I like the Braves. You're getting a massive bullpen advantage. You're not getting a hitting advantage. Cardinals come in number 1 versus right-handers. The Braves aren't too far behind them, but you got to say what it is, and the Cardinals do have the better offense versus right-handers. And then from a starter perspective, both of these guys are getting rocked and giving up runs. This is an easy over, but I'm going to like the Braves here. Once it becomes a bullpen game, I'm going to rely on that better bullpen. So I like the Braves in a day in which I thought the dogs were tough. So you like Braves, we both like Braves, and then you're going to add on possibly later on. You said the Mariners, and you're looking hard at the Pirates. So those are the dogs today. All right, cool. Keep swinging, Tom. Yep. 5th inning. You gave us a 260 banger yesterday. What you got cooked up today?
Got a 245 banger for you today.
Okay,
it's going to be another one of those RBI deals. Again, numerically, these are just, for whatever reason in the batting props, these are the edges. RBIs, I don't know why. Christian Yelich of the Brewers there. Over 0.5 RBI. So he just has to bat in 1 runner. That's a plus 245. So again, are these full unit plays? No, probably not. But yeah, maybe for you. I don't know. And again, it depends on your comfortability and your risk tolerance and all that. But that would be your largest batting edge numerically that I can find today. And LeMahieu was yesterday, and that one as well. So, I
like that play. And obviously, I'm on the Brewers F5 team total, so I'm expecting runs. And Yelich is going to be in the middle of that lineup. He's the biggest run producer in that lineup. So, boy, if you've got an edge today on Yelich, based on what I've kind of seen, what you're seeing, boy, that's a great look right there. Plus 240 for him to get an RBI. I got a couple guys that can get a hits. What about JT Realmuto there of the Philadelphia Phillies? Owns Cole, 11 for 17, hitting 11 for 17 in his career, and he's hitting 333 on the season. So good numbers off Cole, and he's having a nice start to his season. Go ahead and parlay him with George Springer there of the Toronto Blue Jays against Zach Greinke, where he's 7 for 13 off Greinke. That's a good plus money cash if you parlay both of those guys to get at least 1 hit. It's a steal. What you got today for 6th inning? It's a steal.
You know who I think it is today that the steal is? Take a guess. I want you to guess who I think a steal is. It's a money line play. Out of all the money lines, do you have one that you think?
Yeah, I got one.
I'm just curious.
I got one. It's going to be one where the opposing pitcher is probably a big name because of people flock. So, what, you like the Phillies again? Just they got it done yesterday. You're going back to the well.
It definitely isn't. It's I think a good team that's just at a low price, and that's generally what I call a steal. And today I think it's the Cleveland Guardians.
Ooh,
After losing last night to the Oakland Athletics, you have Hunter Gaddis against Kyle Muller, so it's not really big names in the least, actually. But, the Oakland Athletics have that kind of attachment of, not being good. People, it's just, especially after the last couple seasons that they've had and whatnot, I guess, it remains to be seen for this year. But coming off of a win last night and a walk-off win at that, was it? Or I think that's what you said. Again, I don't get around to absolutely every single game that I would like to watch. But, I just think it's not enough in terms of juice, at least to scare me off. I would take it at the minus 120. Minus 122 is what I got, to be exact. If you're offshore, that was bet online. But again, bet openly, you might get better there too. It's only 1% juice. So, but I do believe that is the best low-priced favorite of the day.
I was talking to my buddy Steven earlier this morning, and we were kind of joking last year about how, like, you miss a bet and then the next day that bet cashes. Well, obviously the Guardians didn't hit yesterday. You think they'll hit today. Well, Monday, Blue Jays money in line didn't hit F5 cash yesterday. What also didn't hit was Orioles Rangers F5 over, didn't hit Monday, hit Tuesday. So yeah, the Guardians didn't win yesterday. Shit, that's a lock that they're going to go ahead and win today. So bet it.
Stop.
Bet that sucker. All right, sixth inning, I like to give my NRFI of the day. Tough day for NRFI, but I am going to dabble on that Orioles Rangers for the NRFI. Jacob deGrom, go ahead and that's it. Jacob deGrom's on one side, and the other guy's got Grayson Rodriguez. He's making his MLB debut, so I like that. 5 starts in the spring. In the first inning, no runs, 7 Ks. He held guys to a 1.11 opponent's batting average and a 0.40 whip. So, like that. But he didn't earn the spot coming out of spring training because after the first inning, he's got some really atrocious spring training numbers. But in the first inning, he did come out good. Maybe that's because of nobody knows who the hell he is because he hasn't had an MLB start in his career. So,
right.
I like the NRFI of the day, Orioles, Rangers. It's like minus 140. I got to see if I'm going to actually bet it. That's the thing. If I bet it, we're going to go ahead and do a NRFI live because it's a day game. I just got to decide if I'm going to go ahead and put my money on it. But I like it. I like it a lot, but haven't quite gotten there yet. All right. We're back-to-back, both crushing, coming to a stretch where we give our best bet of the day. We've both cashed Monday and Tuesday. Let's see if we can't stay hot this week on our best bet. What do you got cooked up for the people?
Well, I really, as much as I really, really like that Toronto Blue Jays under in any capacity. So I will say that is a very likely play to cash. But at the expense of not repeating myself, I'll give out a play that is moving in the correct direction that I do like at best price I can find, minus 114. I'm going to go back to the Minnesota Twins on the money line. Won 2 days ago, I think, right? Lost last night anyway. It was a 0-1 game, very close. But I'll take Pablo Lopez there. And the Twins, minus 114. I think that's, could be considered another steal. A good team at a good price. No problems there. But I like the Blue Jays under that NRFI in any capacity.
All right. That's your best bet of the day. He's going with NRFI. That's the one you plucked out, the NRFI, if I hear that right?
No,
okay.
No. I'm going to give the Minnesota Twins to not repeat myself. But, I mean, really, I like both of those.
Sorry. Okay.
Twins money line, I'll say, is my, yeah, yep.
All right, my best bet of the day is I'm going back to Braves Cardinals. We talked about liking maybe the over in this game. I like the F5 over 4.5 runs, minus 130. It's Michaelos versus Elder. Michaelos was rocked by the Blue Jays in his opener. 3.1 innings pitched, 10 hits, 5 runs. Bryce Elder hasn't made a start yet this season, but in spring training wasn't kind to him. 3 innings pitched, 6 runs, 2 home runs. He let people hit 429 off him with a 2.33 whip. Bryce Elder. Meet your St. Louis Cardinals, who are number 1 versus right-handed. You're going to get your tail whooped today. And I think your guy on the other side, Michaelos, he's going to give up a couple of runs as well to that hot Braves offense. So the number 1 offense versus right-handers, a top 10 offense versus right-handers in the Braves, 2 struggling pitchers. This one smells like an over, so I'll do the F5 over 4.5. Double play, our favorite parlay of the day. Doesn't have to be a money line, can be any parlay, but what do you got for us?
Well, you got 7 minutes to get it down. Let's go Cubs and Reds over 8.5, and let's go Blue Jays and Royals under 8.5.
Okay, so an over and an under.
2-team parlay.
I'm going to do, to avoid the sweep, Red Sox and Astros aren't getting swept today. Red Sox aren't losing to Mitch Keller and the Pirates. Let's get out of here with that. The numbers, they're there. The Pirates are going to regress a little bit here in this spot. And the Astros aren't getting swept by the Tigers. It's not happening. They're not facing a left-hander today. They don't have that advantage like they did yesterday against Valdez. So they're not going to get it done. Red Sox, Astros, they're not getting swept. Plus 135. Book it, boys. All right, let's throw our official bets up. Then let's go ahead and get our official bets up, and then let's get to.
I know how I'm going to start my quick hits tomorrow. It's going to be.
What are you going to do?
I know how I'm going to start my quick hits tomorrow. It's going to be, these teams got swept.
You're just going to
at least one of the two.
Just enter show. Just enter the show just casually with the broom in your hand, doing some sweeping, and we're real good.
Oh yeah.
All right, those are your bets. Those are my bets. Let's get it on into rapid fire. Let's talk about all these games there. All right, let's hop on into it. Just going to pull up a random sports book here. This is called Rapid Fire, folks. We'd like to talk about every game from money line, run line, and over-under perspective. We'll say the games, say the lines, and give you our picks for each game. Here we go. Kicks off in an hour right here in Cincinnati. Cubs, Reds, over 8.5. Cubs minus 115, Reds minus 105. I'm with you. It's been an over series. Why stop now? I know Hunter Green will strike out a ton of goddamn people, but Stroman will get hit by the Reds, and I think Green will give up a couple while he'll be striking out a ton.
Yeah, yeah. I've already given my opinion on both. So I Cubs money line or the over in the game, and I had 8.5, I believe. Don't know where it's at now. Let's see. Hey, it's still 8.5.
All right, Rays and Nationals with an over-under of 8.5. Rays minus 260, Nationals plus 220. I'll take that F5 advantage that the Nationals have and take it all the way to a full game plus 220 winner for the Nationals. They're not getting swept either.
Yeah, a game that I really didn't look into, to be honest with you, at all. I really wouldn't make a pick on it. I have no opinion in anything, honestly. I'm just going to skip the game, if that's all right.
Phillies and Yankees with an over-under of 6.5. Phillies at plus 140. Yankees coming at minus 165. Yankees looking to bounce back off of yesterday's 4-1 loss. That's what's even more impressive. Not only did LeMahieu get you an RBI, but that was the only RBI that the team got. Like that's impressive stuff.
That's pretty good, huh? Yeah.
It's
all about the numbers with me, man.
I'm gonna take the Phillies at plus 140. Yankees are still striking out a ton.
I would too.
I'm taking the Phillies at plus 140.
Yeah, I'm behind that as well. If you're looking for a total, as far as the numbers go, I lost the game. Oh my god. Holy hell! It's low, 6.5. So over 6.5, over 6.5 for the Phillies, and again that's correlated. One or the other, or both.
What was, and do you already have? Maybe you can bring it to the program tomorrow. But remember last year, you were like any game with a total of 6.5 has gone over like this percent of the time. Just blindly bet over 6.5. You should bring that. Bring those to the show tomorrow. See if that trend is already happening early. Obviously, it's early, not even a week.
Absolutely, yeah. I can do that. It's just a simple query of a database. So yeah, I can do that.
Twins and Marlins with an over-under of 7. Twins at minus 120. Marlins come in at even money. I'm taking the Marlins. They know Lopez. Hitters get the advantage in this one. Give me Marlins at even money.
Sure. I've already seen the line moving for the Twins, and I'm against you on that. So, that'll be in my quick hits too.
I feel like I like the under more, though. I do like the under 7 more. I like under 7 more.
Yeah, I my favorite play there is the money line on the Twins. So I'll take it at 120-ish.
Braves. Okay, you gave out over 9. Okay, still at over 9. Braves and Cardinals over 9. At the Braves plus 115. Cardinals minus 135. Don't try and pick a winner. Just take the over. Just take the over.
I did try to pick a winner. It's the Atlanta Braves and the over 9. I took both of them. I already gave them out.
Pirates and Red Sox with an over-under of 8.5. Pirates plus 125. Red Sox minus 145. Give me the Red Sox at minus 145. Getting it done.
Pirates to sweep. Pirates to sweep. I'll take that.
Mets and Brewers with an over-under of 8. Mets plus 115. Brewers minus 135. I like the Brewers. Man,
I didn't mention this. I didn't mention this in the show, but I did give out Mets and Brewers 41 minutes ago on my Twitter account. So do be sure that you're following Hockey Squirrel on Twitter for the pregame picks. I did give out the Blue Jays and Royals under, and the Mets and Brewers over 7.5 is what I gave out earlier. I think it might be at 8 now. Is it?
I'm seeing 8. Yep. I'm seeing the Mets also with the second worst batting average. They're hitting 158, and they're going up against Corbin Burns today. They're not hitting.
That's okay with
Burns. Me. That smells like a Brewers win, so I'm taking the minus 135 Brewers. All right,
we've got with me. Yep.
Orioles and Rangers. We've got an over-under of 7.5 with the Orioles at plus 155. Rangers coming in at minus 180. Tell you what, the reason why the NRFI haven't pulled the trigger and you don't see it there on your screen on the left-hand side is Orioles are crushing the ball. Like, that makes me nervous. Obviously, DeGrom, but I don't like to, I like to try and bet the numbers. And if you do the NRFI on that game, you do get DeGrom. So I hear you. On that one. I'm going to stick to the Orioles. This rookie somehow is going to get it done on his MLB debut. I love backing a guy on his debut. We've got another friend of the program here, Matt Lawrence, on Between the Posts. He likes a good debut goal. I like a good debut win in baseball. So give me this guy Rodriguez to match DeGrom. What do you got?
Yeah, this is a game I didn't look too much into. I didn't know until today that DeGrom even got traded from the Mets. So there's that.
We've got Giants and White Sox with an over-under of 7.5. Giants plus 110. White Sox are coming in at minus 130. Obviously, I see Dylan C striking out a whole lot of Giants. That White Sox bullpen, though, man, I got to go pull up the numbers. Was it dead last or like second to last? It's dead last in the MLB. Like, I can't back a team when you're bringing out an ERA of 8.82, an FIP of 6.72, and letting opponents hit 324 off of you. Like, I can't back you to win a ball game. So I'm going to take the over 7.5 in that one.
Okay, since you're on a total, I'll just take the Giants then.
Okay, Tigers and Astros, over under of 7.5. Tigers plus 210. Astros minus 250. Astros don't have an offense. There's a reason why I didn't bet my double play today. The Astros do not have an offense. I told you guys when we did this very first show that losing Altuve would just decimate that offense, and it has decimated that offense. Hell, they haven't even beat the Tigers in 2 games. So I do think they get the win. Obviously, I'm not paying minus 250. I don't even think it's worthy of a parlay piece at minus 250, the way the Astros are struggling. I'm going to go over 7.5.
I bet that's the first. Absolutely, you would.
Why did you give it out?
I've already cashed it the first. No, I've already cashed the first 2 games of that over 7.5, and it's over 7.5 again today. And it's the projections have been the same every day, and the results have been the same every day on it. So. Why would you not just keep going over 7.5? Because it just keeps hitting. So,
I like that.
Yeah, that's a projection again today. That's the play to make, is the total over 7.5 in that Tigers game.
Guardians, we know you like them at minus 130. Athletics come in at plus 110 with an over-under of 8. Over 8. I'm liking both of these 2 teams to do damage. Obviously, I bet on the Guardians to do damage, but I also like the Athletics. I'm going to tweet my card out here in about an hour with a free roll off a free bet I've got, and I added the Athletics F5 team total. I think they can get to Gaddis here, so I think this is an easy over 8 play.
Sure. And again, I got the Guardians a little bit lower there at minus 122, so if you do some shopping around, I know you're looking at one book, but to me, the getting the best price, and I think if you're brand new to sports betting, I feel like just a very quick snippet on why getting the best price is important is very fundamentally, you are losing less when you lose. You're winning more when you win. If it's an underdog, right? You're winning the same amount on a favorite. But this is translating to your win percentage needing to be lower to break even, which also means your win percentage is coming down so that you can actually be profitable. It's like one of the most basic fundamental pieces beyond bankroll management of being a profitable sports bettor is finding the best price.
Yeah, you shop for everything. Of course you're going to shop for sports bets.
So, yeah, if you're using one single sports book, you're very limited. So, especially if you're in a regulated state, you should have an account at every single regulated sports book.
Oh, that's a pet peeve of mine. I've been IN'd by people, and they're like, I can't get this bet on FanDuel. I'm like, well, go get DraftKings. Like, get out of here. If you've got FanDuel, you've got
right,
DraftKings.
or whatever. Yeah.
Take your $50 that's in FanDuel and put 25 in DraftKings. Like, whatever it is, I don't care. Even if it's 25 in each account, I don't care. Split it up. I don't get it. Angels and Mariners with an over/under of 7. Angels minus 165. Mariners plus 140. You've already told us you like those Mariners closer to first pitch, which is at 3:10 p.m. Central Time. Gonna fade Ohtani. Can't
it's just too much
because we know. The value is gonna. That'll be plus 155 by first pitch. Everybody's gonna grab Ohtani.
Yeah, these people are just people,
7,
right? They're beatable. They're not like. There's a reason it's minus 175 and not minus $1 million. It's just they're higher likelihood probably to win. We all know that they're good players. They're star players, but they're not unbeatable. And we see this a lot with whoever, DeGrom, Corbin Burns, Ohtani. They lose games too. So.
All right, the only night game today looks like it's Blue Jays and Royals with an over/under of 8.5. Blue Jays minus 180. Royals coming at plus 155. I will take that. It's tough. It's tough.
The under or the NRFI. It's the play to make there.
Blue Jays run line.
If you're gonna
Blue Jays run line, they're gonna smash the Royals.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
What were you on? The under or what?
Nope. The under or the NRFI.
Under or the NRFI. Okay. Well, they can stay under and cash a run line. We don't have to be so damn negative around here. We can get both of them to hit.
Can't happen.
That's a thing. We can do that. That is a thing. All right, fellas. It's our first getaway day of the Major League Baseball season. Go ahead and lock in these bets. action starts in about an hour, so we'll look forward to cashing with you guys. Come on back tomorrow live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll break down a little itty tiny slate there in the MLB, but look forward to cranking out some more winners there. All right, Squirrel, good luck today. Look forward to seeing you at the cash counter.
See you later, buddy.